It's time to take a very close look at Brock Purdy's feet. How's it going, everyone? I'm Grant Cohn. That's my co-host, Tyler C. LaRocca. And Brock Purdy heroically, miraculously managed to practice today. And Kyle Shanahan said there's a chance that Brock could play this weekend, but there's also a chance that he's going to be the emergency third quarterback or not playing at all. So there's a lot of things happening, a lot of chances. We're going to examine what Brock did at practice. You saw it. Well, we'll look at the video. Well, no, let's look at it right now.
Okay.
Let's show the people what we already have seen. Brock Purdy throwing at practice. Let's take a look. Let's drink it in with our eyes. Here he is. I don't know which foot it is that's injured.
I thought it was his right, they said.
Is it his right?
I thought they said it was his right foot and his left shoulder, but I could be wrong.
Let's get this in 1080p. And let's go like slower. Let's slow this down, okay? Slow motion Brock. Let's see what we notice about Brock.
I can see him limping already.
Okay. Here's the thing with turf toe. What I want to know is, can you drive off the foot? Can you transfer your weight? Because if it's his right foot, driving off the foot's going to be an issue. If it's his left foot, transferring his weight's going to be an issue. So I want to see a real throw here. That's not a real throw. That to me is no drive, no weight transfer. That's a pretty tame throw. I don't know. That's me.
Like
Let's look at the next one. He's not really transferring his weight.
I feel like it's his right. I feel like it's his right foot because he's hitching a lot more with that foot. Like when he's supposed to be pushing off of it, watch, he like hitches off of it instead. See? He does that little hop. So I feel like it's his right toe.
He's not really pushing off that back foot very much, and he's not transferring his weight.
I think it's
These are like little soft throws. I don't know. This doesn't seem like a guy who's ready to play. Maybe he'll play anyway. But this looks like a guy who's putting on a show in front of the media to show that he's tough, that he cares, that he wants to be there. But this doesn't look like a guy who's going to play on Sunday. To me. I mean, what is that? That's not a real throw. That's all arm.
These are warm-ups too, it seems.
That's true. Maybe he was really uncorking them later in practice, but these just seem like arm throws.
And maybe that's part of the rehab, though. It's like maybe he's doing like an active rehab where it's like you can throw and move around, but we don't want.
Yeah, maybe he saved all the good stuff for when the media left. Possible.
I don't know.
But this is meaningless to me.
Yeah,
I can't decide. I can't look at this and be like, oh yeah, he's back. Like,
yeah.
Oh, how about this? Let's see how we back and forth. How about this throw? Ooh, watch out.
I think it's his right foot. I'm 99.9% sure it's his right foot. Because he seems to be going a lot softer on it. Like, watch when he throws, he like instantly lifts it. See, he like lifts it up a little bit, kind of like to keep weight off of it.
Yeah, he does that little. He does that. I wonder. Look at that little tap at the end.
Yeah, he does like a little hitch.
Would you tap if you had a turf toe on that foot?
I don't know, but they also said he was progressing really well, so I don't know.
Look, let's ask the real questions. He was ruled out real quick last week. Yeah. Now all of a sudden he's trying to gut it out. We were told that this was going to be a 2-week injury. All of a sudden he's making strides and he's out on the field throwing lollipops.
Yeah.
Is it possible that Mac Jones' surprisingly good performance has Brock Purdy considering rushing back on the field?
100%. Yes. I said it last week. I think I commented with Jay on it, and I was like, if Mac plays well, it doesn't matter that it's the Saints. Brock will be back next week. I guarantee he will be back next week. If Mac played bad, Brock would be like, okay, I'm going to take my time. But dude, could you imagine if he kind of puts them like first or tied for first in the division like Mac Jones does?
I think that there's something here. Like Brock was the last pick in the draft. I don't think he takes anything for granted, even though he's gotten paid. And I think he saw how quickly Trey Lance got replaced. They were invested in him. He saw how quickly Jimmy Garoppolo got replaced. He was the highest paid player in the league at one point. I think.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I guarantee, like, everyone's like, well, his job's solidified. No, it isn't. We looked at the contract over and over and over. He's not solidified. There's a reason it's front loaded so that they could cut him loose. It is not solidified. He's just not. Like, he's not like, it's not like he's Jake Browning coming in for Joe Burrow, where it's like, oh yeah, there is a 0% chance he takes that job. It's not that. Sure, is it lesser than Trey or Jimmy? Yeah, for sure. But it's not 0, in my opinion.
Old Fogey says, looks like he's trying to keep the weight off his left big toe to me.
I,
That
I
would sort of make sense to me, how he could sort of play through the rest of the game with turf toe if he could still drive off the foot but not transfer his weight. I don't know.
But plus, also, the biggest thing with Kyle, the thing that makes him turned off about quarterbacks the most is, are you injury prone? Can you stay on the field? That's what turned him off about Jimmy. That's what turned him off about Trey. And I guarantee you, if Purdy's like hurt for multiple games again this season, he's like, dude, can I just get a quarterback that can sit on the field? And if Mac's a guy that can sit on the field and work his system, which he did well, I mean, and I'm not even saying necessarily it's going to be Max to replace him, but it's definitely like, dang, it's definitely putting it in their heads like, damn, we shouldn't have signed him.
Well, the number one trait that Kyle cares about with quarterbacks is toughness. He said it on the record multiple times. And if he feels like you can play, but you're choosing not to because you're not 100% and it might cost you in terms of statistics and money, he's going to. We saw, I mean, I think that's how we felt about Jimmy Garoppolo. You got hurt. You didn't come back quickly enough in 2020 because the team wasn't good and it wasn't going to help your resume. So Kyle flipped out and traded for Trey Lance. And it wasn't because he wanted Trey Lance so much, it's because he wanted not Jimmy Garoppolo and he wanted him out. So I think Brock is not Jimmy. And I would never accuse Brock of being like, not wanting to play if he could. But I think that's maybe why he went out to practice today, to show the team and the media how much he wants to play.
Yeah. And that's my thing, man, is like, I was talking about it earlier with my brother. There are so many QB injuries, and I feel like we were talking about, like, why are there so many QB injuries? QBs just used to play. They just used to play through them. Like, and I'm not trying to like downplay turf toe because turf toe does hurt. Like, it is bad. It's gnarly. But at the end of the day, man, like I'm kind of with Kyle on it. If you can play, it's football. You're going to be hurt. George Kittle talks about it every offseason, how much pain he's in all the time, how he's always hurt a little bit. At some point, like, if especially a guy you just paid $250 million to, of course there's pressure. Like, dude, we want you to play.
Yeah. If you guys are just tuning in, this is also being broadcast live on Twitch and Kick and Facebook and X. I just figured there's people from all different walks of life that like their, content on different platforms. So got that. Also make sure to check out Spotify, where this is going to be, the audio will be posted after every stream. I'm also posting, audio from the locker room on Spotify. So check that out. But I think it's time for us to ask the question that's really on everyone's mind. We're all thinking it.
Yeah.
Brock's thinking it. Kyle's thinking it. Jed's thinking it. Is Mac Jones better than Brock Purdy? I mean, we've seen one start for Mac Jones. It was good. He won one game. It was against the Saints, the Super Bowl contending Saints.
Yep.
And I think it's fair to ask at this point,
one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, so this is what I will say. I don't guarantee. I have a feeling Brock would have lost that game. I feel like
Why?
Because, okay, so when it was close, right? Because Juwan Jennings, by the way, costed Mac Jones lighting that scoreboard up. But I think when it was close, I think Brock would have thrown like a really ill-advised interception, which no one can say he wouldn't because the dude loves throwing fourth quarter interceptions. And Spencer Rattler probably would have drove down and scored. I think like Brock, and that was my biggest takeaway, is between Mac Jones and Brock Purdy, is the biggest thing was, oh, well, Mac's decision making is so much worse. Didn't look worse. It looked
Nope.
better than Brock's decision making significantly. And a lot of people have their like rose tinted goggles on, and they think of is 2023 Brock or 2022 Brock. Like, no, his decision making is great. Dude, the last year and against Seattle, his decision making has been bad. It's not even been all right. It's been bad. So, yeah, if you're talking 2022, 2023 Brock, yeah, he blows Mac Jones out of the water. It's not even close. He is $250 million better. If you're talking the Brock we've seen the last year and a half at this point, he's not that much better than Mac, if at all.
He's more mobile than Mac.
For sure.
He's way more elusive than Mac. Like, Brock is elite at avoiding sacks and making defensive linemen miss. He's good.
And then throwing a pick after it.
That's a different skill set.
Yeah.
When he holds onto the ball, and he's been doing it more and more every year.
Yeah.
He can make some good plays. He can make some bad plays. He's a little bit of a mixed bag. But just getting rid of the ball, his accuracy, his anticipation, those are all good traits.
His anticipation is better, but Mac gets rid of the ball quicker.
Mac has good anticipation too. Mac has a better arm than Brock.
Mm-hmm.
Mac has a better contract than Brock.
Yep. I want to see him play. I want to see Mac against the Cardinals because I don't want to hear this, oh, he just played the Saints. If Mac can replicate that against the Cardinals, do the same, not even the same thing, just throw for, like, let's say low 200s, 2 touchdowns, no picks. There's a legitimate conversation that he's better than Brock right now. Right now, this second. Not at their peaks, because I think at their peak, I'd take Brock. But Brock hasn't hit his peak since before Christmas against the Ravens. He has not been at peak Brock. Or I think, no, he did. He spanked the Bears last year, but it was the Bears, you know.
Let me tell some. So I think Brock made such a strong impression early in his career with us.
I agree.
mean, he was so good early on, and it was
Yes.
improbable, and he had a great story, and that's sort of like that first impression is burned into our minds. But let me just compare his last 16 starts to Tua's. Okay, so Brock's last 16 starts, he's 7-9 with 22 touchdown passes, 14 picks, 4,100 yards, 66 completion percentage, passer rating of 95.8. Solid, but not great. Here's Tua in his last 16 starts, regular season. 7-9, 70% completions, 4,000 yards, 26 touchdown passes, 14 picks, and a passer rating of 96.2. Almost exactly the same.
Yeah.
Tua and Brock. Same system, same numbers.
Yes.
Different style, but I feel like they're both you hold your breath when both of them run around. They both fit the system, but I think as the league has gotten a feel of their tendencies in the system, the production and efficiency has dipped.
And dude, and the thing is too, like, everyone likes to talk about, again, they always go back to 2022, 2023. Jimmy looked phenomenal with Christian McCaffrey. People thought he was going to come back because he looked so good with Christian McCaffrey. Like, before he got hurt, they were like, oh, wait, what if Jimmy goes on a Super Bowl run this year? Because Christian McCaffrey is balling. So, like, that's my big thing is Brock Purdy hasn't been as effective since Christian McCaffrey hasn't been as effective. In Mac Jones' last game, did you see how much he spread the ball around? Like, he was throwing it to everybody. Everybody had multiple receptions. It wasn't like Christian McCaffrey was just demanding the ball like against Seattle. So when people are dismissing, like, oh, it's just the Saints, it's like, okay, well, Mac got the ball out quicker. He threw 3 touchdowns, no picks. His only turnover, Kyle said it was a bad play call. And then Christian McCaffrey didn't even have to take the ball that much. In Brock's last 16 games, I haven't really seen him do anything without Christian McCaffrey.
I got more stats. So Mac in this game threw 39 passes. When Brock throws at least 30 passes in a game in his career, he's 9-11 with an 89 passer rating, 29 touchdown passes, and 24 picks. That's 20 games, 24 picks when he throws at least 30 passes. I'm not saying that Mac is better than Brock, but I think it's probably close. And the idea that Brock Purdy is this borderline top 5 quarterback who's elevating the team is, I think, pretty rich. Yeah, he avoids sacks, but his playmaking, I think, leads to as many mistakes as they lead to big plays.
I
And, yeah,
and I'll say this: Mac Jones right now in Kyle's system is better than Brock Purdy right now in Kyle's system. Period. In 2022, 2023, Brock, yes, it was something special. He was incredible. But I think that's because we've all noticed it. Brock played in the system. He played a lot more system. Then when he started hearing everyone calling him a system quarterback, now he's trying to be Mahomes, and he
I
doesn't need to
agree.
be.
I agree with that.
And so I'll say this: is Mac's peak better than Brock's peak? No. Is Mac right now better than Brock right now? Yes. I would take Mac right now in Kyle's system over Brock.
And you know what's funny too? It's like it's too late because you gave the contract to him. But what to me, Brock's number one asset trait, the best thing he brought to the table was his contract.
Mm-hmm.
Like on that contract, you could argue that he was the most valuable quarterback in the league. Like what you
Yes.
could get for paying nothing was incredible. And it allowed you to load up the rest of the team. Now,
Yep.
his contract isn't an asset. He's frankly overpaid. Or he's
Very.
not yet, but I mean, it's too much for
Yeah.
a guy who isn't putting up 40 touchdowns or 30 touchdowns and is getting hurt.
Throwing
And
multiple
then it's
picks a
like you're
game.
reminded that Kyle Shanahan is one of the few coaches who really can get great numbers out of guys who aren't making money. Not that many coaches can do it. It's one of the things he can do well. I got to give him credit.
Yeah. I think again, it's just you and I said it all summer. They should let them both play because we didn't. You and I said it so many times. There was not going to be a stark difference between Purdy and Mac Jones. There was not a stark difference between Purdy and Mac Jones. If anything, Max looked better than Purdy has in a year. So
You
you
got to
know,
remember that Kyle wants his quarterbacks to be robots. They're not making that many decisions. They're just following the system.
yeah,
They're coloring within the lines. So the passing production is gonna look similar no matter who the quarterback is. I mean, if the quarterback's a little bit better, they'll throw fewer picks. If they're a little bit worse, they'll throw more. But the rest is all gonna look about the same. Like, go back and look at Nick Mullins' numbers on the Niners. He threw
yeah.
for like 5,000 yards in 16 games. Now he threw a bunch of picks too because he was a backup quarterback. But like,
But
it's the
Brock's doing it.
system. Yeah.
Brock's throwing a bunch of picks now.
Yep.
And that's the thing. And that's my biggest issue is again, like you put it perfectly. Everyone is just harped on Brock's first impression because it was so good and it was so fun and amazing. But that's not who he's been. That he hasn't been that guy anymore.
If Tua was the last pick in the draft and started games, won games, was on a super team and went and lost the Super Bowl, people would talk about him like he's the greatest story of all time.
Yeah.
And then he gets paid, and then a couple years go by, and you're like, damn, like what is happening? Why are
Yeah.
the Dolphins not good? Because that contract is ridiculous, and he's not that guy. He's not
Yes.
bad, but it's like, when are Niner fans gonna start? When are people gonna start looking at Brock the way people look at Tua, a guy whose
Or
contract
Dak.
is a freaking albatross?
Or Dak. Like this is what I'm saying. Like at this point,
They
you
have
can't
identical numbers and records over the last 16 starts in
You
the same
can't-
system.
you can't hold Brock to this. Well, he's Mr. Irrelevant. He's young. You can't hold him to that standard anymore. No, he wanted big boy money. It's time to play like it. Like it one or two touchdowns and two picks against the Seahawks isn't acceptable. Having like throwing a pick per touchdown almost is unacceptable, or two touchdowns per pick is unacceptable. Like that's not what the Shanahan system works with. And again, we saw it. Kyle trusted Mac to just let it rip. He told him multiple times in the offseason, let it rip. And he showed it in the game. Mac threw 39 times. When's the last time Brock threw 39 times in a game?
I think he threw 38 times in the Super Bowl and lost.
Yep.
I'm just saying. Timothy Orr donates $2. Thank you. Humdinger says, Grant, I like your Bert and Ernie shirt. It is a Bert and Ernie shirt. I like that. Khalil Kemp says, Mac's not better than Brock, but the greatest sin any Kyle Shanahan back can commit is having anyone ask if they are the reason why the team is winning and not Kyle.
Oh,
I mean, I
okay.
think Brock was one of the main reasons the Niners almost lost week 1 until
Yeah,
he was one of the main reasons they won.
I don't think Brock. Yeah, I'm just.
Those picks were rough. Timothy Orr says Kyle Shanahan is fragile. See blown leads. Brock is fragile. See second half turnovers. Both only good in a blowout environment. Kyle Brock combo only works when everything else clicks. I think there's something to that. And I think that if you're really looking for a quarterback who could elevate Kyle and sort of balance him out, a quarterback that Kyle Shanahan can win a Super Bowl with, how about that, is the guy who doesn't choke. Because Kyle, I'm sorry, Kyle, if you're watching or your family's watching, you got a track record in the second half of really big games. Not that I wouldn't choke. I'm not tough,
Yeah.
but you kind of do. And so you would really need a quarterback who can who's great in the fourth quarter. And it hasn't been Brock, although he was pretty good in week 1.
And I do agree with this. I do. And that's what I'm saying, why I'm so happy to have Saleh back. Because, dude, Saleh is so underrated. We, in my opinion, we lose both of these games last year with the savior Brock Purdy playing. We lose both of them last year. But this year, we have Saleh back with this defense that never quits. And both times, the defense have made the game-winning play while the offense has faltered. So,
yeah, the offense couldn't close it out with Mac.
Yeah, I mean, that was Juwan, but yeah, Matt can only put the ball in his hands. He has to catch it.
It was Juwan. City by the Bay says, Grant, please get on Kyle's ass all season. No, did he? Thank you for the clarification at the end. Khalil Kemp says the only reason Mac threw 30-plus times is because Kyle wanted to make a point.
Yeah, that Mac's better than Brock, and he made it.
What were the points that Kyle Shanahan wanted to make? I don't know that it's Mac's better than Brock, but I think it's that.
Maybe Kyle just wanted to flex. See, you don't need to pay. I'm telling you, I don't think he wanted to pay Brock. I remember I said this in the offseason. I don't think he was on board with this contract. I don't think he was. I think the ownership wanted to say we have a franchise quarterback. I think Kyle said you don't need to sign him. And I think that could be the point he's trying to make is I told you.
Dude, if that's the point he's trying to make, then I think I just fell in love with Kyle Shanahan. I'm totally there with you, man. I wish you would have pushed a little harder with ownership, but I guess the Yorks are going to do what they want to do. It does feel like buying a mansion for the sake of saying you have a mansion, and then you move in. It's like, well, this isn't that nice of a house, and everything's broken, but it looks nice from the outside, and I can tell people I spent a lot of money on it. It's expensive.
Yeah.
It's in a nice neighborhood. Samir Azir says, why is Mac wearing 10? Bad omens all around. Because he wore Mac 10. Get it? Glock Purdy, Mac 10. Samir Azir says, I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. Yeah, 10s haven't worked out. All right, another Brock Purdy topic. Fred Warner doesn't think that Mac Jones is better than Brock Purdy, apparently, because Fred Warner went on the radio this week and said that Brock has a chance to be the best quarterback in the entire league.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you if you agree with Fred, because we all agree that anyone has a chance to be something in the future. You don't know. But why do you think Fred said this?
Damage control. Because everyone's saying he used to do this with Jimmy when they're like, why isn't Trey playing? And Fred's like, dude, we got Jimmy's back. Jimmy's our boy. Jimmy's our quarterback. Yeah, Jimmy's our guy. Fred and George, and they all do this. They're leaders. They're captains for a reason. They're going in. I mean, I'm sure he said that in response to some question that had to reference Mac comparing to Purdy. And you're just like, no, dude, Brock's our guy. Mac's our backup, just like he did when Trey Lance was there. I'm sure just like he would have done if they asked about Trey Lance when Brock Purdy was popping off, would have said the same thing. No, Trey's our guy because that's what you do for your team's quarterback. No one can replicate what he did, even though Brock hasn't had a game like that in a year and a half. It's our guy.
I think that's what he meant to do, but I think he subconsciously did something else too. It's like he needs to improve and reach that next echelon to justify the contract.
Yeah.
And instead of Warner being pessimistic like me and saying like, "Gee, I don't know if our quarterback's worth the money we paid him," and that's potentially catastrophic if he's not. He's saying he is worth it because he is still improving, and he is gonna end up being a quarterback even better than you guys imagine. And if that happens, then everything's gonna work out. But
He's trying to speak it
if
into
that doesn't
existence.
manifest, then it's just
Yeah,
they're gonna have a problem.
is Fred trying to manifest it? He's like, he's just coping. He's like, oh, please God, I went through this with Jimmy. Please let Brock be better.
I think that Fred and Saleh think that they're the best leaders of all time, and they can bring out the best in people simply by saying they believe in them.
I
And I
think they
don't think that's
can.
necessarily Kyle Shanahan's style, right? Kyle's kind of
Yeah.
the other style of coach. Like, I'm skeptical. I don't think you're that good. Prove me wrong. I think Fred and Saleh try to balance that out and say, no, 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 you are special because I said so.
Okay. So I actually have a quick question about this, kind of about this, but about Brock in general. Say he comes out and he does play in the Cardinals and he's toughing it out because he's such a tough guy.
So tough.
And he gets belt to ass in the first half. Do you think they pull him? And if they do you think they blame the injury? And say, oh, his toe was just bugging out. That's why we put in Mac. We didn't actually bench him. We just
Of
wanted his.
course. Yes.
Yeah. Do you think
But
they
I feel
pull him
like
though?
that's why a reason why maybe Brock shouldn't play in this game is like if you go out there and you don't play well, people are gonna want Mac Jones back in the game
Oh, for
because
sure.
no one
Niners
has any
fans are
patience
so
for.
yeah, Niners fans are so fair weather. He will get booed the instant if in the home opener he's getting blown out by Kyler Murray.
And doesn't this put more pressure on Brock? Like last year, if he was playing YOLO ball and making bad decisions, what were fans gonna do about it? They're like, well, do you want Brandon Allen to play? But if he's doing stuff like that and abandoning plays and going outside the system and the structure of what Kyle wants to do, and you see what it looks like with
Yeah.
Mac, who's just executing and doing his job. Like Mac's not trying to make plays. Mac's doing his job.
Yeah.
Brock's trying to make plays, which is leading him to not always doing his job. And I think if he starts, if he keeps losing, if he keeps making mistakes, there's going to be less patience for it,
Yeah.
considering there's a feeling that the guy on the bench could do pretty well because he has.
Plus, even if you are one of those delusional fans that thinks Purdy's top 5, you want him to sit because this is the Cardinals, man. We want to focus on the Rams. Like, let's stay healthy for the Rams. And that's why I kind of had a feeling Brock would try to rush back, and how you can kind of tell it's more of a Brock thing, like nervous, because everyone knows the Cardinals, while yeah, they're not like an easy team, they're not a team you're like stressing over. Week 5 we play the Rams. That's a team you're stressing over. Like, if we were playing the Rams this week, I could see Brock coming back and it not be a thing where it's like, oh, I'm just scared of how Mac Jones played. It's like, I need to get back because we're playing the Rams. But dude, it's the Cardinals. Come on. You're not you're not convincing me that you need to rush back so bad because we're playing the dangerous Cardinals. Like, nah. I say sit him, and I say let Mac cook, come in. Honestly, let Mac play against the Rams. Oh my God, a shootout with Stafford and Mac. Cinema.
Remember 2 years ago when Brock Purdy got a little bit of a concussion against the
Mhm.
Vikings in Minnesota?
Yeah.
Was clearly dinged up at the end of the game. I think he threw a couple picks after that, but he like got dinged up on a quarterback sneak. And I thought he went through the concussion protocol that week, I believe, and I thought there was a chance that they would just start Sam Darnold. You know, like
Mhm.
why rush him back? Kind of want to see what Sam can do anyway. But Brock rushed back. He played against the Bengals. He played like shit. They lost. And we never got to see a full start from Sam Darnold on the Niners. Maybe in retrospect, it would have been nice. Maybe that
Yeah.
would have, put Brock into more perspective. But I think Brock wants to maintain the
Oh, for
perception
sure.
that he's the savior here,
For
that they
sure.
can't win without him, that he's super special, and that not anyone can put up the numbers that he does. And if Mac can, then that's not good for his business.
And I think like, and that's the thing, like, yeah, you have all these people that are huge Brock fans, but then they'll, in the same hand, they'll defend Kyle and say like he's one of the best offensive play callers. Like, okay, so then we're not forgetting that Kyle can do this with every quarterback. Like Brock Purdy, I don't know why people get so offended when you say Brock Purdy's just he's a from Kyle's system. Like that's why he's good. Like because it is. Kyle's system makes everyone look good. That's why I didn't understand why we paid Brock, because he wasn't doing much more than Kyle's system asked him to do. Sure, he ran around a couple times, missed some sacks, but a lot of times it was ill-advised. Like, you could watch the all 22 and it's like, wait, this guy's wide open. Why didn't Brock just throw it to him? He just bailed out of a clean pocket.
Yeah, you have this uniquely good system that the whole league wants. You have like everyone else is a knockoff version of your system. You
Yeah.
got the original. You have no offensive line. I mean, it's not no offensive line, but you don't take it seriously. You have as mediocre of an offensive line as you can possibly create. What are you doing paying for a quarterback? You don't need to do it.
Plus-
You're not set up to do it. You don't want to do it.
And here's another reason Brock doesn't need to play. Dude, Walter Nolan's out. All of their starting corners are out. I think their top 3 corners are out. Brock doesn't need to play. And it's a literal, it's a lose-lose for Brock, right? Because if he does play, right, and say he even plays well, well, it's like, well, you just beat the Cardinals with none of their defensive starters pretty much in the secondary. But say he gets, like, he kind of gets beat up a bit. It's like, how are you playing bad against the Cardinals' second-string secondary? So if I was Brock, I would take the week off. I would let Mac do it, because let Mac be in the, in that win-lose situation. That doesn't sound very fun.
Timothy Orr says Fred wants to go to Cancun pretty bad. He's more of a Bahamas guy, I think. Andrew Powell says Brock PFF grade versus Seattle is 80. Max grade versus NO is 58.
PFF grades are, yeah, okay.
Okay. I love that. But it's like we all watch the game and we're having an argument about how we play. So let's just appeal to an authority that uses a grading system that we don't understand.
That no one understands. In their PFF graded system, they also have Alex Highsmith as a better edge rusher than TJ Watt. So I mean,
he does get credit. He went against a good defense. He faced a ton of pressure. I think he had pressure on 57% of his dropbacks. He gets for sure credit for that. But like the turnovers were unforced. He forced the passes. They were winning. His defense was playing well. I don't see how you excuse that in a game like that. I mean,
yeah, Mac played
Jake
well.
Moody didn't make it the next game. Like, I thought Brock's worst play, Brock cost them more points than Jake did in that game.
Yeah. I mean, dude, Brock Purdy reminds me of early Sam Darnold, where he'll be playing well, and then randomly he just like throws a ball where you're like, what are you doing? Well, why? Like the triple coverage. In what universe did you think, oh, he was open? Like, he threw 2 picks where you're just sitting there like, but why?
Yeah, but why?
That's the problem with Brock, is he hasn't stopped doing it, right?
And it's not like you were down by 10. It's not like your defense was playing like crap and you had to take risks. Like,
yeah, like at least Mac, if he misses, it's not missing into a DB's hands. He's just missing out of bounds, missing low, like a normal quarterback. Brock just throws it at a DB, and you're just like, all right, I guess so.
All right. Well, let's do some prize picks for this weekend's game. I bet you they're not going to have a Niners quarterback. Boom. No Niners quarterback, just Kyler Murray. Should we do passing yards for him or should we do rushing yards for Kyler? I kind of want to do rushing yards. The Niners say they want to contain Kyler Murray. Do you think they can? 25 and a half rushing yards, more or less.
Did you see Nick against Saints play actions? Give me more.
More. I just don't buy it. I don't think they can do it. Christian McCaffrey, 69 and a half rushing yards. They're going against a pretty good run defense, and he hasn't played well.
This one's hard. 70 yards is so doable for Christian, though.
But if it's the Mac attack and they throw the ball 77 times.
I mean, yeah, their secondary's beat up, but also Walter Nolan's on the PUP list. So it's like,
true.
I'm going to go more because I think they're going to use him to set up to like slaughter that. And in case Brock plays.
Okay, receiving yards, Jawan, 51 and a half.
Less. He's been dropping everything.
He had the one big play the other day. Trey McBride, 63 and a half receiving yards. Who's going to cover him? They're going to throw to him.
If it's Siegel, give me the more.
Right? I mean, he's going to get 10 targets. Ricky Pearsall, 57 and a half.
More, baby.
Marvin Harrison, 45 and a half.
Mm. See, he's weird because he pops up. He either gets a lot of yards or none.
He's going to be going against Renardo. I would take them.
I would pick on Renardo too.
I think everyone's picking on Renardo because I think Upton
What
Stout's better than him.
happened? What happened to
I
Renardo?
mean, you don't go after Lenore, and Upton Stout's coverage is almost too good. Like they keep flagging him because he's right there. Renardo Green, I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's bad, but he might be. I'm not sure. These are our picks. We're only fading Jawan Jennings today. Everyone else we're very enthusiastic about. Flexing the play to win $500 potentially.
That's for cash.
Submitting the lineup, download the app yourself, use promo code COHN and get $50 in lineups instantly when you play your first 5. That's a big deal when you use promo code COHN and make sure you're downloading Prize Picks. It's the best app.
Yeah.
Tyler, tell him.
Oh yeah. I am filthy rich from Prize Picks. It's the best. We never miss. We have not missed a pick yet.
No. I just like the interface. I've been on a lot of these places, and I like that you can go straight to the game and you can search by passing yards and rushing yards. It's a very user-friendly experience if you're wagering or if you're playing or if you're streaming. So I just want to shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring the show. Beautiful. Shady Luke says, Grant, besides the one play, how has Huff looked? Just curious if my birds look dumb or if the one play is overshadowing the same stuff from last year.
He's looked good.
I couldn't tell you another play he's made.
I think that he's getting a lot of pressures, though. He's looked good. Like, we're not getting a ton of sacks, but he's getting a lot of pressures. He's doing well.
It seems like he doesn't make a big impact in the first 3 quarters of the game, but if they're winning and a team has to like drive the ball at the end of the game to do something, he'll be on the field and he'll be fresh because he didn't play that much earlier. And he's actually kind of a nice asset to have in the fourth quarter. This really super fast edge rusher.
Can we talk about how good Michael has been, though? Michael and Ricky have been so good.
Okay, here's my question. Who has been the best rookie on the Niners so far?
Michael. I don't even have to think about it.
I think it's debatable, but he's been really, really good.
Okay, so here's my thing. Upton Stout has been very good. He has also made a couple really boneheaded mistakes. Michael has not made a boneheaded mistake yet. The worst he did was soak 94% double teams so that Nick could get one-on-ones to the quarterback in Seattle. And then we saw what happened last week when he wasn't double teamed. The dude just seems unstoppable.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to end up the best player from this class.
He's so good.
He's really good. He's a lot stronger than I realized. Like he really does have grown man strength at 21 years old. He can hold up a defensive tackle. When you put him at D end and put him across from a tight end on a run play, like that's a tackle for loss.
Saleh was not kidding when he said tight ends are not going to have fun.
He's such a better prospect than Eric Armstead ever was.
Oh, dude, he's
so much better.
He's so good, man.
Armstead had his moments, but did he ever go to a Pro Bowl? He had a couple excellent years. He was a very good run defender. This guy,
I don't want to jinx him, but my God, he's looked so amazing. Like he has looked elite. Dude, he has not done anything you wouldn't ask him to do. Even in pass rush, he's looking solid. He's not looking phenomenal, but he's looking solid. The run game, which is what we needed him to do, and to be an immovable body, dude, like what more can the kid do? I love Michael. I love Michael so much.
He's been excellent. Upton Stout is very intriguing.
Yes, I like Upton Stout.
You can use him in so many different ways. Like he rarely comes off the field. He's a good blitzer.
Yeah.
He's violent. He's a good run defender. And in coverage, like he hasn't made a play yet, and he's had at least one penalty, but he's right there. Yeah. And I think it's clear that teams would rather go after Renardo Green than him. They'd rather go after the safeties than him.
Dude, yeah, and I love the way, like, I didn't think, because he's smaller, right? He's like 5'9". But
that.
The way he can, like, he still, like, rips Kamara to the ground, rips Rattler to the ground, even though Rattler's not the biggest quarterback, but still, man, like, Saleh is God. He has to have a lifetime contract. The amount he's been able to get out of these rookies is God. I'm so happy. He was the best free agency signing period in the offseason.
Saleh.
Yes, by
Saleh
far.
won, but then Mac Jones too.
Now I'm saying Saleh in the NFL. There isn't an NFL
Well,
team
I'm
that got
saying
a
Mac
better.
Jones was the second best signing in the
Oh yeah,
entire NFL.
we got a franchise quarterback. So
Is he a top 10 quarterback right now?
I'd say top 5.
Top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. One more rookie who deserves a little bit of a shout out. I mean, Connor Colby, I think it's a little early. He had a nice first game, but Ben Bartch has had good moments too. Like Connor Colby's going to need to show it. But I think Alfred Collins, he was looking scary for a second. The preseason didn't look good. Week 1 didn't look good. He was getting thrown around. Week 2 looked good.
Yeah.
And it gives me confidence that he's on the right trajectory and he can become a real asset against the run and the kind of player they were hoping he would be.
Yeah, Alfred Collins. You know what's crazy though is Michael looks stronger than Alfred Collins. Like it looks like you can move Alfred Collins or CJ West way easier than you can move Michael, which is insane, dude.
Yeah, he is so good. All right, I want to talk about Christian McCaffrey. He's averaging 3.5 yards per carry.
Yeah.
He's broken a whopping total of 0 tackles as a runner carrying the ball, not as a receiver. And he's averaging less than 1 yard after contact per carry, according to Pro Football Focus. I asked Kyle Shanahan today, what's up with the run game? They're 29th in yards per attempt.
Yeah.
And I tried to give him an out like, our defense is stacking the box. He was like, no, not really. They're playing a lot of 2 deep safety. So then we talked to Christian, and they were like, so, you know how reporters do it because they don't want to be like, so how come you suck? They're like, someone asked, do you feel like you're real close? You feel like you're real close to breaking them? And he's like, yeah, when you look at the film, it does feel like you're just like one guy away, but it's like, really, I need to make a guy miss. Yeah. I need to break tackles. And it's like, yeah, it's kind of true. In the past, if he was one-on-one against someone, that guy was not tackling him. Now,
I mean, so I will give Christian McCaffrey some grace. He has been the second best receiver behind Ricky on the team. And I think Seattle is really inflating that because their defensive line's gross, man. That defensive line in Seattle is disgusting. So I think, he just played a really good front seven. And then he's played a lot of receiver. I actually think if he wanted to lengthen his career, he should switch to being like a slot receiver gadget guy. Not like a strict running back, because his receiver skills looking nice.
They need him in the slot, but the problem is the Niners also need a running back, and as well as Mac Jones is playing, the fact that the Niners have 2 quarterbacks now, and Ayuk's coming back, and Robinson and Kittle, and you have all these receivers, and the defense is playing ahead of schedule. That's all great, and Moody's gone. That's all great, but if they can't run the ball, I don't think they're going anywhere. They might go to the playoffs. I don't know if they'll win again. They need to have a good running back. Mm-hmm. Whenever they've made runs, it's either been Mostert going crazy, Debo going crazy, Christian going crazy. They're not going anywhere with averaging 3.5 yards per carry. You're gonna lose.
Well, so here's my thing. It seems like it seems like it's the whole run game too, because Brian Robinson can't really get going either. And so that's obviously an offensive line thing. Like we're doing solid in pass pro. Our run protection.
The run blocking hasn't been great. Kittle's not out there. He's very important.
Yeah. So I think it's really just kind of trying to figure out what you're going to do, because it's hard when you have and Trent's been hurt too, right? Trent has a bum knee. So, with Kyle, it's one of those things where I'm never really that worried about the run game, but maybe you have to start throwing in Garendo a little bit more. Maybe toss in Garendo, give him some of Robinson's carries, see if you can get some sort of change of pace.
It's crazy how quickly they gave up on Garendo. They played him last year.
Yeah.
Like they would take carries away from Jordan Mason to make a point that Garendo was just as good. Now Jordan Mason is like the legit starter, averaging almost 3 yards a carry after contact over in Minnesota, and Garendo has been buried. I want to
Imagine
see
if we
Jordan
had
James.
Mason. Imagine if we had Mason right now.
Yeah, but no, he's no good. They didn't need him.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see Jordan James. I want to see a little bit of a change of pace. Just give me something like Brian Robinson's obviously not like, I mean, again, we're only 2 games in, but he's obviously not like meshing that well with the run system. So I don't know. Try some. I'm not saying take all of his carries, but give a couple to Garendo or a couple to Jordan James. Like, let us just see something. Like, I don't know.
They might have to trade for a running back at the deadline, but they won't.
Okay, here's another thing, right? Here's another reason I think playing Mac against the Cardinals is smart. Because if you do play Mac against the Cardinals and he lights it up, Mac is a perfect trade piece, like in my opinion. Like he is perfect for these teams. There's like 7 teams without starting quarterbacks. He is the perfect piece to like, hey, do you guys see how well Mac Jones is playing right now? And then see what they got, whether it's a receiver, whether it's a,
Yeah. Also, if you play Brock Purdy against the Cardinals, you're going to have to give the ball to Christian McCaffrey 80 times. You have to, because Brock can't throw the ball 40 times because he's kind of hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was another thing I'm sad about, man. You see Baker's not even hurt after his game. That dude is getting beat up. Why can't we have a quarterback that tough?
Shady Luke says, Tyler, remember when you gave up on
I
Ricky
do.
Pearsall?
Yeah, I did. I was out. I was over it. He was hurt too much, and then he came back in training camp, proved me wrong. I love it. I love Ricky.
Just when you thought you were out, they pulled you back in. Tommy
Yeah.
Huxley says, can we give solid credit for putting Tig at Sam? Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Although I'm never calling him Tig because I don't know him like that. He's Jair. Timothy Orr says, Connor Colby, another 7th round, saving front office job. It's been half a game.
Yeah, I mean, let's not go crazy. And dude, he's replacing Ben Barch. It's a pretty low bar to like look good over.
He better play well though, because like if there's no Connor Colby, the Niners are in trouble. Kevin Cook says Brock was compensating for terrible defense and kicking game last year. Now that those are fixed, he may curtail the hero ball and go back to 23 form.
Brock was a bottom 5 quarterback in the 4th quarter, even when he was in the lead. So this defense and special teams thing is so weird because even when he had the lead, he was the one throwing it back. So
Shady Luke says, watch Salah leave.
I don't think he will. He's paid well.
He's doing a good job.
This is his defense. And the way things are going, there's no way the Niners.
What if Mike McDaniel gets fired and Salah and him team up?
Team up where?
What if D'Amico gets fired and D'Amico comes back?
Why? Salah's here.
That Houston team. Shady Luke says playing a linebacker in the slot is entirely different than a nickel corner. So I don't know about CMC as a slot wide receiver. LOL.
I mean, we've seen. Wait, he just cooked Devin Witherspoon against Seattle for like multiple big first downs.
Cooked.
And he cooked Tariq Woolen. Purdy just didn't have the arm strength to get it there. Or no, that was Pearsall. Never mind. Sorry. Purdy missed a lot of throws, so I just can't remember all of them.
Who do you think's going to win?
49ers.
Yeah.
Easy. Come on, man. Like, why would the Cardinals beat us? They almost let the Panthers come back down 27-3 in the 4th quarter.
They beat the Saints by 7 points.
Yeah, did you see that game? Juwan Johnson had the game-winning touchdown in his hands right here, and he just dropped it.
Hey, Chris Olave had the game-winning touchdown against the Niners on the first drive and dropped it.
Sure, but that's what I'm saying is like the Cardinals have been legitimately squeaking by these guys, and they are. And for everyone saying, "Well, it's just the Saints." Well, then it's just the Saints, and it's just the Panthers. They've barely made it. Barely.
Hey, man. Anytime you can squeak out a victory against Carolina, you're doing something.
Yeah, could you imagine if Kyle almost did that? He was up 27-3 in the 4th quarter, and he was one throw away from blowing that. Oh my gosh, people would.
I got a bad feeling about this game, man. Christian isn't healthy or something. I mean, he's not Christian. Brock isn't going to be himself if he plays, and if he plays, it could make it worse.
You said this about Seattle, and we.
I picked the Niners to beat Seattle. That's not true. So it's the home opener. It's going to be really hot, and the Niners don't like playing at their home stadium in September when it's hot because it's really hot. and they're going to have to chase around Kyler Murray all freaking day.
No,
It's
they have a
exhausting.
plan. Nick's excited.
Yeah, you know what the plan is? Petition the league to let them wear their white uniforms. And the league said okay. That's how you know it's a real issue. They're gonna let the other team wear red. There's never been another team to wear red on the Niners home field until now. It's blasphemous.
See, that's what I'm saying. The tides are changing. The two games we won were fourth quarter clutches. We never win fourth quarter clutches with Kyle and Brock. We're wearing white when we should be wearing red. I'm telling you, we're winning.
Filthy Gent says, I know I'm late, sir, but we got to talk about how much smoother the quarterback play was and the O-line play was once Juice was out.
Was it? Wasn't Juice only in for like a drive?
I felt like the whole offense, the whole operation. I felt like offense, defense, special teams, coaching, fan experience all improved once that happened, coincidentally.
You know what? I love giving Juice shit, but he's played pretty well as like the second tight end. I can't lie. He's actually not been bad. I don't know. It's hard for me.
He's no Jake Tonjes though.
Well, actually, no. Apparently now that was all Brock Purdy. So Jake Tonjes did nothing. Brock Purdy placed that perfectly in Tariq Woolen's hands to motivate Tonjes to go grab it.
All right. Well, that's our show for tonight. We'll see if Brock Purdy, what he looks like tomorrow, if he's actually throwing a ball with a little bit of mustard on it. There was no mustard.
What if for tomorrow he says this is for Grant? He just drills one at you. He just floats one at you from 30 yards away.
Remember, I'm now streaming live on Twitch and Kick just in case you're into those kind of things. So check me out, subscribe to me over there, and have a great night and be safe.